Hello ladies and gentlemen, Sigvald here, and I'm going to start doing character reviews as many of you have requested, and in this video I'm going to explain you the system that I'll use to rate characters, because I have come up, more likely adapted the system from another YouTuber. This is heavily inspired by Mant's system. For those of you who don't know Mant, he's a great MK mobile YouTuber, and he's been an inspiration for me for many things, and I really respect him as a content creator, so a link to his channel will be in the description. So definitely go to him for all your MK needs. So this system will be a little bit inspired by his character review system and will be adapted to the Injustice 2 mobile. And we'll have different brackets where we review certain aspects of a character, and characters can score up to 100 points. Granted, most likely no character is going to score a perfect 100. So yeah, first of all, the condition is of me doing a review on a character. I need to have played that specific character for at least 30 matches. I need to have tried that character at the very least a few times in raids. And at the same time, I need to have that character to at least level 40 or gears. At the very least level 40 or gears. Though most characters that I'll talk about will most likely be level 60 gears. And if they are level 40 gears, then I would have most likely played them a lot. And this will not apply each time, because there are a few exceptions to this rule. For example, I have Dr. Fate. Dr. Fate's not even 40 gears, all gears, but he's most likely the most played character on the account that I'm playing on right now, because of the fact that he's so used and because of the fact that he has the infinite combo with Firebox, and you don't really need that much to have his gears upgraded. So there will be few exceptions, but most characters will follow this rule, play those 30 matches, try it a few times in raids, and have the gears at least to level 40. Now, getting into the actual character review metrics. First of all, we'll talk about basic attacks. Basic attacks will have 10 points. First of all, it will be good combo chaining. Most characters will get 2 points for the combo chaining. It depends on how smooth their basic attacks are and how good they chain. For example, characters that have a chance to be interrupted while doing their combo would receive 0 points from the good combo chaining. There was a problem with Swamp Thing in this regard, for example, or Black Adam has a chance to get interrupted if he does a full tap 3 times swipe right, tap 3 times swipe right combo. Then it's combo being able to be chained in a tag-in. There are characters that can chain very well into tag-in. For example, Dr. Fate can you can do tap 3 times swipe right, tap 3 times swipe right, and then tag your teammate, and for the most part you're going to be fine. But for other characters, for example, Mythic Wonder Woman, you're not going, or Horrific Scarecrow, you're not going to be able to do this because their swipe right animation will be very long, and by the time you manage to tag in your other character, the enemy will not be staggered anymore and will block or retaliate. And that's a very important factor, and it will have up to 4 points depending on how smooth that goes. Next up will be the long versus short range attacks. There are characters that have long range attacks, there are characters that have short range attacks, and the characters that have long range attacks will be able to pull combos far more easy. And okay, for example, a character with a very long range on his attacks is going to be any Aquaman character, because they got that trident and they had very long range attacks. So this will get from 0 to 2 points, and then is the possibility of doing an infinite combo, and that's going to get on point because there are very few characters in the Injustice 2 mobile that can truly do an infinite combo, and by an infinite combo I mean not having to rely on using abilities, and that's going to only get 1 point because it's a very situational matter. Next up will be the passive section. 20 points for the passive. In Just 2 Mobile, passives are extremely important, and for most characters the passive is what makes the character. So this will get up to 20 points for the passive. And for a few examples, maybe characters that I would give 20 points for the passive might be something like Multiverse of Flash. Characters that might get up to, I don't think I'm going to give 0 points for anybody, but characters that in general have very useless passives like Cheetah or stuff like that, or Sonic Black Canary will get very low points on this one. Next up, we are going to move into the special abilities. The special 1 ability will get 10 points, and it will be rating by the following. The secondary effects will get from 0 to 3 points. Like, it depends on the secondary effect. Like, 0 points would be for no secondary effect, and 3 points would be for very powerful secondary effects. For example, the special 2 of Atlantean Armor Aquaman would get 3 points, because it's going to do dot, it's going to be a hazard, and it's going to also power drain at the same time. Next up will be multiple instances of damage, and that will get from 0 to 2 points. And in just 2 Mobile in general, it's good to have multiple instances of damage, like using an ability, and it does not deal a burst of damage, but it deals the damage in more bursts of damage, in more instances of damage, let's call them that. And it's going to be good for two reasons. First of all, they seem to profit much more from the buffs that they get, for example, the super move buff. And secondly, this guarantees you something somewhat of a more realistic critical attack chance, because if you're using an ability that only has one instance of damage, for example, the Silver Banshee special tree, it's going to be a hit and miss, hit or miss. You might crit, you might not. But on the other hand, when you have multiple instances of damage, a special ability like Black Adam's special tree or Atlantean Armor Aquaman special 1, you're going to get a far more guaranteed chance to actually show your critical attack chance more better represented, let's say. Next will be the short or long range. An attack will get additional points depending on the range that it has. If it's a very short range, no point. If it's going to be across the whole map, 2 points. Next up, I'm going to decrease 1 point if that specific attack is going to be a projectile, because there are 2 types of long range attacks. Long range attacks that are not projectiles, for example, Black Adam's special 1, and long range attacks that are projectiles, for example, Confluence Aquaman special 3. The ones that are not projectiles are going to be better because of the fact the AI can't jump over them, and the AI tends to jump over projectiles pretty often, and that's annoying. Next up, we'll have the chains into combo, and that will get 0 points if it does not, 1 point if it does. Chain into combo will be the status that you can chain a combo after you use the ability. For example, John Stewart Green Lantern special 3, special 2, Confluence Aquaman special 3. Next up will be the duration. You'll get either a 0 or a 1 point. The longer the ability takes, usually the better it is, because of the fact that you'll be able to benefit from it in terms of going well with your taggings. For example, if you were to use Black Adam and do the basic combo, like have a combo builder, make the combo builder do the combo, then tagging Black Adam, make him do a full combo, and then use a special tree, you couldn't tag out because his special tree is going to be instant and will not allow you to bypass the time of tagging out. So if it's longer, it will get a little bit more points, but this is not that relevant. And next up will be the power cost from 0 to 1 point. If it's going to be the generic power cost for that specific ability, then it's going to get 0 points. If it's going to be lower than usual, then it will definitely get 1 point. And I'm not going to go over the special 2 and special 3 because it's going to be the exact same rating system for all the special attacks. Same for special 2 and special 3 as I said in terms of special 1. Next up, we had the arena section. In the arena section, we'll have 10 points, and you'll get 5 points for being specifically good for arena. And those points will be distributed depending on how good that character is for specifically arena. Over here, characters that might be example of scoring 5 out of 5 would be Atlantean Armor Aquaman, because he has healing, he has power drain, he has armor piercing, he has dot damage. It's pretty much anything that you could wish for. And over here is not going to be a hit and miss, like characters depending on how good they perform in arena compared to others will get like 4, 3, 2, 1 point or something like that. Next up, we'll have 4 points for the versatility. This will be regarding how often you can use those characters in terms of teams that you're going to fight against, and at the same time in how many teams you can fit that specific character. And next up will be arena cheats. I'll only give 1 point for that because same as the infinite combo is going to be a very rare occurrence, but arena cheats will be stuff like Raiden being able to spam swipe back while blocking and ending the whole match like that and stuff like that. Next up we'll have CA, also 10 points. And when it comes to CA, we'll rate characters the following. You get 3 points if you have any sort of healing, because in CA you are going to need healing, and it's going to be not necessarily need, but it's going to be a thing that will help you tremendously. Next up, specifically good for CA, works exactly like specifically good for arena. And next up, the last one will be good in a defensive team, and that will have 3 points. And specifically good for CA will have 4 points. And yeah, this is going to be the CA section. Next up, rates. First of all, we'll have two sections in raids because there's only two important things in normal raids at the very least. Solo raids will be different. In normal raids, you'll have two sections. First of all, the versatility. Meaning how many of the fights that character can actually fight successfully and perform decently. And this is going to have 4 points because in raids, in normal raids, there are going to be 8 fights. And each fight will get the specific character 0.5 points for versatility if he's able to successfully pull some decent damage in that fight. And if he's able to do that. Next up will be the section of damage that will be rated 6 points. Pretty much as much damage as they can do in raids. Like a 10 points character will be, like a full 6 points character would be Heartbreaker Harley Quinn, for example. And at the same time on this I will value with 6 points of damage also Arkham Knight Batman, for example, because he is in the same team as Heartbreaker Harley Quinn, and Heartbreaker Harley Quinn will not function as good without him. So in terms of damage, when it comes to raids, I will give to the support characters, the must-have support characters in a team, as many points for damage as the damage dealer on that team will receive, because I think this is only fair. Next section will be the soul raids, and the damage the other roles in raids are going to not be so relevant here. Over here we have being in the top 6 teams, and that will give you 4 points, because in soul raids you can only use 6 teams every 24 hours. And if a character is not in the top 6 teams, then by using that character you'll miss out on a better team. So that's a little bit of a downside. So this is going to be not a hit and miss. You either get the 4 points or you don't. For some characters that just cut it at the end, like they are the 7th best team or something like that, I might give some points. I'll think about it. Then there is the section of a very niche or important role. This is going to be to help out characters a little bit that are struggling because they are not in the top 6 teams, but you will eventually need them in some team at some point. In this category, we'll have like Ace Green Arrow needed to power drain, Hellboy being able to withstand hazard damage, and for example Silver Aquaman being able to provide you stun resistances if you're using him in the same team with Batman, Jaguar Lagroad, and Kim Flans Aquaman for the purpose of fighting Last Left Joker. And the last section will be damage, and that will get 4 points. And in terms of damage, only 4 points here because they are already getting more points for damage in raids. And pretty much for the most part, there will be few exceptions, for the most part they will get a lot of damage in soul raids if they get a lot of damage in raids. And they are already 2 times rated for damage, so that's good enough. And at the end of it, I will see where this all leads. I will see how much points are in total, and I'll give a little bit of a feedback towards the character. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and let me know what you think about the system and if you are interested in seeing future character reviews. See ya!